So today I'm going to be reading from 1 Samuel chapter 3. I'm reading the KJV Amplified Parallel Bible. Um, and in chapter 3, just a little backstory. It's talking about a boy named Samuel, and his mom, Hannah, in the first chapter couldn't get pregnant, and Um, so it talks about how she was weeping bitterly, and she had been praying about it, and the priest Eli, he he just told her to go on her way, and that the Lord heard her prayers. Um, but later on, um, Samuel, even as a child, is able to hear the voice of the Lord, but it's kind of different because he had never heard he had never heard God's voice before. And some of us are sometimes new to hearing God's voice, and I think that this chapter in particular helps out a lot. And I don't know how much I'm going to read. It'll probably end up being the whole chapter. All right, so it says, now the boy Samuel ministered to the Lord before Eli. Hannah had actually dedicated Samuel to Eli later on because she was able to have a child. So, the word of the Lord was rare and precious in those days. There was no frequent or widely spread vision. At that time, Eli, whose eyesight had dimmed so that he could not see, was lying down in his own place. The lamp of God had not yet gone out in the temple of the Lord where the ark of God was, and Samuel was lying down. Then the Lord called, Samuel, and he answered, Here I am. He ran to Eli and said, Here I am, for you called me. Eli said, I did not call you. Lie down again. So he went and lay down. And the Lord called again, Samuel. And Samuel arose and went to Eli and said, Here I am. You did call me. Eli answered, I did not call you, my son. Lie down again. Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord, and the word of the Lord was not yet revealed to him. And the Lord called Samuel a third time. Um, it's pretty fascinating when things happen two or three times, and I just thought I would notate that because that that was more so like a sign of pay attention. I know it's a sign nowadays, but even more so back then. And he went to Eli and said, Here I am, for you did call me. Then Eli perceived that the Lord was calling the boy. So it says proceed, but I also wrote under that, I underlined it and put discerned. Eli was able to discern that God was speaking to him. And so, even in his sleepish state, I guess. And so that was pretty impressive. I just thought I'd share that. So Eli said to Samuel, Go, lie down, and if he calls you, you shall say, Speak, Lord, your servant is listening. So Samuel went and lay down in his place. So we can stop right there for a second. Your servant is listening. We must humble ourselves to uh, be properly used by God. So Samuel went and lay down in his place. And the Lord came and stood and called as at other times, Samuel, Samuel. See, there it is twice. Then Samuel answered, Speak, Lord, your servant is listening. The Lord told Samuel, Behold, I am about to do a thing in Israel at which both ears of all who hear it shall tingle. On that day I will perform against Eli all that I have spoken concerning his house from beginning to end. So God had warned him in previous chapters that his sons, Hophni and Phinehas, I might have butchered that, so sorry if I did, um, were Belial, or in other words, they were acting out and they were basically taking bribes and whatnot, and basically just making a mockery of it. And he knew about it. And in those times, he could have done a number of things, like possibly had them stoned or something like that. But he kind of just gave him a slap on the wrist. I'm paraphrasing, but he could have done more, and he didn't. And and now I I now announce to him that I will judge and punish his house forever for the iniquity of which he knew his sons were bringing a curse upon themselves, blaspheming God, and he did not restrain them. So he could have done more. Therefore, I have sworn to the house of Eli that the iniquity of Eli's house shall not be atoned for or purged with sacrifice or offering forever. Samuel lay until morning. It didn't say that he went to sleep. It says Samuel lay until morning. Then, after he opened up the doors of the Lord's house, he was afraid to tell the vision to Eli. But Eli called Samuel and said, Samuel, my son. And he answered, Here I am. Eli said, What is it he told you? Pray do not hide it from me. May God do so to you and more also if you hide anything from me of all that he said to you. And Samuel told him everything, hiding nothing. And Eli said, It is the Lord. Let him do what seems good to him. Samuel grew. The Lord was with him and let none of his words fall to the ground. So let's think about that. There's only a couple more verses, but let's think about that. He let none of his words fall to the ground. But let's go up and read chapter 3, but verse 17 again. Eli said, What is it he told you? Pray, do not hide it. I actually highlighted that and circled it from me. May God do so to you, and also more if you hide anything from me of all that he said to you. And I wrote, Eli could have done this to help Samuel grow. Never hold back the message of the truth. I think that sometimes if we're sent to say a message, sometimes it's tough to say that message. But if you are being sent for a reason specifically, you shouldn't hold back. And that honestly gave Samuel the ammunition moving forward to equip himself for the things to come. Like, I don't think it would have been easy saying that as a child to the guy who raised you, basically like your dad and your boss. But on the same note, I think that prepared him for his ministry ahead, you know. And all Israel from Dan to Beersheba knew that Samuel was established to be a prophet of the Lord. And the Lord continued to appear in Shiloh, for the Lord revealed himself to Samuel in Shiloh through the word of the Lord. I was just reflecting on some stuff. So one thing that makes me really intrigued by this chapter is just that sometimes it's that simple as answering the call. So if you know that God's calling you, however He's doing it, reach out. Like just answer the phone. Sometimes it's just that simple. But I just think it's cool that Eli still, no matter what his attitude was in that, he helped prepare Samuel for sticking up to people like Saul and you know, just always doing the right thing. So, anyways, I just thought I'd share that. And till next time, don't follow me, follow Jesus.